Hello, welcome back to another video. If you haven't watched the last video, go watch it. It was pretty eventful. We had Sudan taking over South Sudan, and all of these countries, the two countries that were right here, and then they stopped. We also had India taking over Pakistan, and even though China was in the war, India was getting a lot of help from a bunch of other countries. So yeah, India won that war. Yeah, this video is also going to be eventful. Something that is probably obvious was going to eventually happen. And I know in the real world, Russia is in a war with Ukraine, but in this scenario, that never happened. And now Russia declares war on Ukraine. So yeah. Okay, 1 second. This is just extremely annoying. Okay. And obviously, um, I gotta put the colors that are representing the support groups. Oh, and the alliances, because obviously there's going to be an alliance this time. So the first alliance taking place wrong color. Belarus joining in the side of the red team, and basically the entirety of NATO joining in. I'm just gonna say the entirety of Europe joining in, except for Switzerland. Switzerland is new. Oh, Austria is not in NATO. And not all of these countries are in NATO, but they just for some reason want to get in on this war. But all of these countries join on the side of the blue team. And then Georgia also goes against Russia. Forgot Pac. No, that was Pakistan. Kyrgyzstan? I don't know. But Pakistan? No clue. Mongolia, for some reason, I don't also. Yeah, these people joining on the side of NATO because they're allies with the US, and the US and Canada are both in NATO. of these. Iceland's gonna join in because, basically the entirety of Europe is joining in now. Greenland is basically owned by Denmark. So, yeah. Then all of these countries. Kaliningrad is on the. These people want to join NATO, so they're just going to be in NATO. In the NATO group. And then, yeah, that basically concludes who's going to join the war. Since India has just gone through a war and just had a big blow to their economy and soldier troops count, they're going to stay out of this one, even though China just joined the war on the red side. Because China and Russia, yeah. But they will support the blue team. Yeah, so let's get this war going. So, yeah. The first thing that happens is, maybe I should lower this down to 20, maybe? 20 seems like a good number to lower it to. Yeah. Russia immediately sweeps over Georgia and goes straight into Turkey. Remember, this isn't just Russian troops. This is also Belarusian, and forget what this is named, Mongolian, and Chinese troops. Plus a naval landing in whatever that's called, and meets up with the troops that are sweeping in at the top. Belarusian troops sweep in all around their borders. Remember, these aren't just Belarusian troops. And Russian troops swiftly take out all of the Balkans and start the move into Poland, which would be the 50th time it's gotten wiped out. Ukraine. This is over years, 3 years that this is happening. And Ukraine surrenders. And Russian troops make an entry of all the other states. Also, over this time, Turkey has also surrendered because they had too much land taken away from them. And they start a naval landing in Greece. And it goes surprisingly well. And then Russian. Also, I forgot to include some others. Iran is on the red team, which makes. Oh, wrong. These guys join in on the blue team. Even though they really don't want to, they were forced in. Whoever this is just joins the blue team because there's more people there. And then quickly change their mind and goes straight back to being neutral. Well, but just to support for the blue team. I'm just gonna use the color picker. In support of the blue team. And then these people all join in on the red team, forced by China and Russia. These people decide they want to stay out of the war, but they still want to support it. Vietnam joins the These people join the war, actually. And Vietnam joins the war. Thailand joins the war on the red side. These people also. And Myanmar, I believe, joins on the blue side. Singapore is extremely small, so they're not going to be included. Taiwan joins the wrong side, blue side. This is part of China. North Korea on the red. And that concludes everyone. That concludes everyone that's going to be joining this war. This is going to be the blue team color, and orange is going to be the red team color. Or just this, and then or this, and then this. Well, now that the US Navy has finally arrived with troops, yeah, Russia's kinda screwed here because the US makes a naval landing up here, takes over all of these Balkan states, and all of Poland gets liberated. The US and the entire NATO community all take back all of Greece, this small island of Turkey, all of this stuff. And this is all that's left. Yeah, wait. But Russia still does have that. But in like 2 years, yeah, that gets wiped out. The entire Ukrainian force. Only a small naval landing is made in Georgia, right there, which manages to take back the coast, and a little bit of Turkey. Also, did I forget to mention that all of this side of Turkey has been liberated? And then there's also another naval landing right there. There's a rebel outburst right here, pro-NATO. Oh, and it's a giant one. And then Georgia just gets liberated because of all the rebels and everything. And then followed by Turkey. I mean, the US is here, so they really do not stand a chance anymore. Yeah, and that, yeah, all of the people are just red team's just screwed. Oh, wrong color. So I just gotta redo all this. Okay. Oh, silly. I'm just gonna do all this again real quick. Just gotta make sure everything's still in check. Yep. And now Canadian troops also arrive. Wait, first of all, I gotta basically just whoop, straight over everything. Because they already liberated this, I just need to change the color. And yeah, this starts the push into Russia from Ukraine, by the way. Just making sure everyone knows that it's from Ukraine. Also in Belarus. Oh, and by this point, Kaliningrad is taken over. Belarus gets invaded by Ukraine, um, Poland, and all the Balkans gets completely taken over. Ukraine pushes into Russia. Remember, this isn't just Ukrainian soldiers and everything. They make a gigantic spearhead that cuts off this part of Russia, which eventually gets encircled by everything and wiped out. This part of Russia is also encircled. I mean, this is not Russia anymore, but this part of this country, I keep forgetting the name, so I have no clue what it's actually called. But it gets, this part just gets completely wiped out. There's a huge encirclement of basically all of these people's army. They surrender, followed by, oh, wait. Color swap. Oh. They start a push. A huge encirclement is made, probably the biggest in centuries. But the people there hold out a good fight. Right? And the native people are forced to cut them in half. While this side is being taken over, though, because most of the troops are concentrated on that, these people break out of their prison. People break out of the encirclement and start to take back their land, which goes extremely well. Also, they manage to, before their other group gets stuck, they barely reach it, but they get there a little too late as the entire group is wiped out, and they start a massive push that takes months. But it is eventually, a few encirclements are made, and whatever this country's name is, surrenders over to the blue team. Followed by this is the surrender of this country. I think that actually might be Kyrgyzstan. And then, these countries are just like, yeah, I'm not gonna be a part of this anymore. And they're just like, I'm opting out. And all these countries that aren't being attacked just opt out, except for China. These countries. Two of these countries, oh, not this guy, not these, sorry, North Korea. Offset. Wait a minute. No, North Korea doesn't opt out. Wait a minute, I can just color pick. Yeah, at this point, North Korea is no longer North Korea, as well as China being a little scared baby. He after losing a lot of their host say yeah no, and they opt out of the war, which leaves South Korean and Japanese troops just to focus on Russia, which they absolutely do. And then seeing the I I forgot. Pakistan is just getting destroyed right now. Or Iran. Iran is just getting destroyed right now. And then Iran surrenders. Yeah, so now it just leaves these countries down here, which actually have broken out of their stalemate and captured southern Vietnam. I'm just ignoring all the forests, mountains, and stuff. If you're wondering, and began a push into Myanmar, I think is what it's called, and Bhutan, I believe. They ask India if they can cross over. They say no. Oh, they say okay, we'll be back. India says okay. They finish taking over Myanmar. And they're just like, are we allowed to pass yet? And India's still like, no. And then they're just like, okay, I guess we're doing this ourselves. Which forces India to join the war and makes them able to use their troops to form a path, cut off this, do this over a few years, because India is actually a really strong country, and while they do that, India pushes them back. And they are able to completely liberate this, but they make the wrong choice, and they leave some of the land that they've taken, which means their armies can just simply take it back, which they do very successfully. And now that basically everyone in NATO knows what's going on, they immediately send over troops to India. And for some reason, India declares war on, I don't know the name of this country. But, by the way, all of this got pushed back again, and they have been completely kicked out of India in this, and they've started a push back into Myanmar, which goes fairly successfully, but they don't make it all the way to completely liberating it. But they do push into the red team, which the red team is just like, oh, we need to move more troops over there. And yeah, India's just like, You just messed up there. And completely kicked them out of Myanmar. And they liberate all of Vietnam. And then they're just like, oh, we screwed up. And then and then they just opt out of the war. Although, the very, very sad... The very, very sad, whatever this country's name is, doesn't get to opt out of actually, it does. A tiny little sliver right here. Opts out of the war. And then Russia's just like, is it only me left? And he's just like, it's only me left. And then they're just like, yeah, I don't think we made the right move. And then they're just like, here, I'll let you have. And then they're just like, yeah, I'm opting out of this war. But before they can do that, NATO and everything says, we get half of Russia. So, even though it's not very valuable land, because most Russian people are right here by the borders of China, well, some Russian people are there. It like splits the country straight down the middle. And then NATO's like, now you can opt out of the war, which Russia does gladly. Okay. Let's draw some new borders. Yeah, Russia kind of screwed up here. Now they have to give basically all of their land, which Canada is now the largest country in the world. Oh, and also while all of this was happening, yeah, even though people really do not care about this island, yeah, the Japanese just took it over because they really wanted it for some reason. So yeah, looking at the peace treaties here, everyone has now recognized. Also, Taiwan did push up a little bit of China and got, oopsie, like, I'm gonna put this to 30. Taiwan got like this much of Russia. I mean, I said Russia, oh my. China. Taiwan get this much of China. So, yeah. These are the new Taiwanese borders. Yeah, South Korea gets all. Yes, I'm saying all of this land right here. All of it. Even the part that's in a little bit of Russia. Also, I just remembered the name of this island. It's Sakhalin, which Japan gets all of it. And since Japan did help South Korea, and Russia was the losing side, so Japan also gets this little thing. I don't know if it's really helpful to Japan, but probably not. And they get all of these islands that Russia and Japan have been warring about. So yeah, now this is all South Korean land. And then I'm just gonna boop, 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 boop. Border should be thinner. Yeah, so this is all South Korean land. Yeah, and that's Taiwanese land. Now, South Korea and Taiwan have a border together. Oh, and now for treaty right here. Myanmar gets this much land. And yeah, since these people all run the war at some point, they all lose some land and to Vietnam. This is all just borders now. Yeah. Yeah, I'm zooming out. Yeah. And then I will see you all next video. I will fix up the borders. I'll show you next video what the borders look like, and you will all see. Well, I'll see you all later. See you next time. Bye.